This is Lee with 82 Game at 12, and we're on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75. This will be video 13 of my playthrough of Sound of Drums Eylau 1807, part of their Battles of Napoleon series. This is volume 1. A magnificent production by Sound of Drums. The components are top of the class. The game system has some uniqueness to it, and I think that makes it stand out, that it doesn't just fall in line with other systems in every way, but has some things that are different and fresh, some fresh ideas about certain things. The rules are not overly burdened with lots of meticulous requirements, restrictions, however you want to say it. So sometimes you might have to make a judgment on something, but that's something else that I like about the system, is that you're not like really cornered into a situation dictated by the rules. Okay, do the rules need a little bit more clarification? Sure. This is the first volume, and if you look at any series, it doesn't necessarily have to be Napoleonic series, but any series, you're going to have some altercation, not altercations. You're going to have adjustments made to parts of the game. That's not anything that you're not going to come across. So don't let any reviews or gameplay videos or discussions about the rules affect your decision on purchase of the game. I could name other games that have similar situations dealing with rules that just needed to be clarified. And as I've already said, a lot of times it's not really the rules, but sometimes the people that are playing, that they read it a rule a certain way, and they're not actually understanding the context fully. Also, there may be a language barrier. I know there's some. I have a few other games that the rules were written by someone that is not an English speaker, and so you have the translation from, say, French over to English, and sometimes that doesn't always translate easily. But I don't have any major issues with the rules. There is a living rules, which I like the fact that with the living rules they make updates and so forth. And if I come across something that I have a difficulty with understanding, then I just work through it myself and keep going. and that's what you do. So I'm not trying to change any of the rules of this game. I may not apply the rules specifically as they should be, and you know, I'm open for discussion on any of that. Someone may see something and say, hey, you know, I think this, you know, it should be this way, you know, and then we could discuss it and look through the rules and see if we have clarification. So, but if you're a Napoleonic player, Gronard, then this is a game that you need to have in your library. And I'm excited about future volumes. I know there's already been talk about, you know, what the next volume will be, and I'm excited to learn what that will be. And I'll be another one that jumps on the bandwagon early on and support this Sound of Drums. So I suggest you go to soundofdrumsgames.com. There you can find all the different links to their media platforms, and the site may be still under construction. I haven't been to it lately, but go check them out, give them some support. And as I said, if you don't have this game, it's available. Watch my videos. If it's something that you say, hey, you know, I'm interested in that, then, you know, pull the trigger on it. And the other thing is the dice that I purchased with the game. This shows you the dice. You get 2 green, 2 blue, and of course they've got the Eylau 1807 on the 6 side, and of course the Russians have the Russian coat of arms. So those were made by Chessex, and you can go to chessex.com and check them out. Let's see, actually I was going to say I actually bought some dice yesterday, but they're not Chessex dice. But I've got plenty of Chessex dice, and I'm also going to give away three sets. This is a 7 set little case there. And in the last video, I'll give a question about something that I discussed or said through one of the videos, and I'll give you opportunity to send in your answers, so forth. That'll all be in the last video, but I just throw that out so people kind of know. And so just trying to throw some support to Chessex and also to Sound of Drums. Okay, so we're starting the noon turn, the 12 o'clock turn, and I rolled the weather, and I rolled a 2. Okay, so on here 2 is clear, so it cleared up, so we have no restriction on our line of sight. We don't have that -1 snow modifier on die roll modifier on any kind of fire combat. And let's see, I changed some orders for different divisions. Napoleon stayed where he was at, but he made some changes to a few individuals. And let me see if I remember. We let Desjardins back here regroup. Arguier came back to join him, but the French can move their corps commanders and of course their overall commander. So Arguier is a corps commander. So we had that change. I changed Hadelait a hold order, and this will allow him to regroup some strength points, recover some strength points. And I gave, let's see here, I think, let's see, I'm sending someone else here, I thought. Let's see. First Division's up there. Oh, yeah. Okay. I gave an order for De Hapu to attack. Okay. And I'm wanting him to attack up through here and possibly go after some guns. Possibly. You know, or try to maybe come in through here and cut across. But we want to do something about these guns here that are just pounding us. So maybe if I can get around on their flank, possibly that, and put some pressure on these units here, which is part of Sacken's 3rd Division. So that was another change that I made. And I think that's about it. Those were the changes. And then Bennigsen, he moved to here so that he could be in range to change some of the division orders here. And one of the main ones was, okay, Kaminsky was given an attack order. Okay. Essen was given a move order. He's going to be moving over this direction to possibly relieve Bagurat here. Let's see here. I think I had, the left wing cavalry reserve. I want to move them back. So they were given a move order to move back and get out of range of these artillery units here. And let's see what else I did. The right-wing artillery, they don't have anybody to shoot at the present, so I gave them an order to move. So they basically want to move to a position where they can fire on some units. And it could be that I move them over here, or after Tolstoy here looks to attack, that I move them along this crest here. So that's that. Now 7th Division, I've got them to move. So 7th Division here is going to move over in this direction behind these artillery units here in the center, and provide just reserves there. So Bennigsen's shifting some of his forces, especially here toward where Davout's at. And so those are the major changes. If I come across anything else, I'll discuss it. So, and to determine initiative and army fatigue points, I counted up for the Russians. Let's see here. Okay, so we're counting the blue or black number, whatever that color is, on the bottom. It's the right number. It's a negative number usually. So we got -2, minus 1 more is 3, 2 more is 5, then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that was 20. If fatigue points that the Russians lost. Okay. And for the French, we count theirs up. We've got minus 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So they lost 17. And then we counted up the initiative, and that's going to be the red number on the bottom left. So we got 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 4 more is 10, then we have 12, 16, then we have 20, 24, 26, plus 2 more, that's 28, plus 8 more is 36. And for the French, we got 0 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 4 is 12, then 16, and we have 20, 24, 28. So the Russians have 10 more, so they're going to have the initiative this hour. Then we determine the command points. Okay, for the command points, we've got the French get 6 here, and then Napoleon, with his leadership, is 4 more. It's the white number in the purple circle, so that's 10. And I believe I rolled a 4. That's what I believe I rolled. And the Russians have 5, and Bennigsen, his leadership is a 2, so that's 7. And I think I might have rolled, let's see, I'll just count them. I know there's going to be quite a few activations this turn. So it looks like I've already pulled out one of theirs because they have initiative. So, okay, they have 12 activations this hour, possible, and the French have 14. So it's pretty close this hour. Okay, the last couple hours it's been all basically the French have had 6 plus each activations each turn, turns. So that's where we're at. The French lost the initiative due to some order changes, and so we're now ready to get started. About 18 minutes of just trying to get things organized. So I can take down my snow, put it off to the side, so if I need it again, I have it. And the first thing that we want to do as the Russians is we want to focus on Kaminsky. And one of the things is we have to take care of that objective hex. Actually, it's not just a hex, it's like 2 hexes, I guess, of that little village over there, because it's worth 10. Now, if you get close to it, it's got a minus 10 there. Dash 10, minus 10, that means you're going to lose 10 if you lose that, which means the other side gets, if they capture it, they get 10. So Kaminsky is going to need to gain possession or maintain possession of that. So I'm going to have to move back. Let's see, where's the best place to get here? I think I'm going to have to turn this somehow. See what that does now. That'll help at all. Okay, that helps, I guess. But okay, let's try to get a little lighter here. All right. Okay, let's see here. get everybody in the picture here. So we're going to activate Kaminsky right here, and his orders were changed to attack. So, and I didn't go into detail. Excuse me. I didn't go into detail on how those are actually attacked just now. Changed. But if you go back to video 3, I talk about in pretty good detail. I talk about the procedures for all of that. So you have a die roll for weather, and then you have the order phase, which this allows both armies to move their army leader, and the French can then also move their corps commanders. And then each player can change the order for divisions, and that all has to do with range and spending command points. Okay, or once you spend your command points, then you can roll to see if you can change orders using the initiative of either for the French corps leaders and then also division leaders. So if you have a division leader and a corps leader in the same hex together, and you want to change that division's orders, then you have 2 rolls that you can to get that done instead of just normally 1. So you would roll for passage using each leader's initiative. So if you fail the first one, then you got a chance to pass on the second. And then you also have to you end up paying for your army fatigue cubes based on what your orders are. And then you determine the activation cubes that you have, and then you get started. So all of that's talked about in detail in video 3. I'm not going to do that in each video because it takes up so much time to do that when I'm videoing. Okay, it doesn't take that much time when you're just playing face to face. Both players are going through it. But if I'm having to do both, then if you're playing solo, it's going to take time. But it's not going to take as long as if you're sitting there talking about it. You're just doing it. So let's just get right to it here. So we have an attack order, but we have basically it's twofold. One thing is we want to basically turn the flank of Gudin and his division, while at the same time providing a gap, okay, or maybe a defensive position to stop Davout's forces from crushing the Russian flank. So Gudin should have come on up further with at least a unit or 2 here. Should have come up here and captured that. Now that was Gudin's error, okay, which in turn would be my error in not doing that, not paying attention to, hey, there's a objective hex right there. I could just capture and took 10 points away, from the Russian fatigue army, and the French would have got those cubes. So when you take an objective, you get that number of cubes, army fatigue cubes, from your opponent. Okay, so the Russians have control of it, so they would give up 10 cubes that would turn over to the French. So that's already happened at Sir Paulin, and that whenever that took place, that the French captured that village. Then I showed how the cubes were basically exchanged. So all right, so okay, so this is going to be their first activation. So I'm going to take this cube and I'm going to put it over here on 14th Division, which is Kaminsky. So we need to now, because they were in line. Line is your better defensive position, because You know, you're going to be able to have a higher firepower strength coming out of your out of that hex. So plus you can spread your units out a little bit, and you know, the only downside of that is you're going to be weaker against say an opponent that's assaulting in column and you're in line. So all right, so we're going to have to change here to because okay, if he stays in line, he can move 1, 2, 3, and then he can move into there. And I might have him do that, because moving into a village hex doesn't cost any more than just moving into a clear hex. So I'll go ahead and just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he has all around. I don't have to really face him in any specific, because he's got an all around face, front facing. So okay. So what we want to do is we want to hit these forces right here. So I'm going to turn this guy over. Okay, and so let's see. 2. Okay, 1. He's already spent on changing formation. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Or we can go. We could basically just stay here. We're going to change back. I mean, we're going to basically stay in line. 1, 2, 3. 4. I guess he'll go like that. This unit here in column. 1 down slope. Then 2 for the hex. 2, 3, 4. And then he would go 5, 6. Okay. Here he's going to go down slope. 1, 2, 3. He could actually go up 4, 5. 4, 5. He'll go right there. Okay. This guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys here. 1. Let's see. Well, he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, and just turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can change your vertex for the line. They can change their vertex once when they move into a new hex. Let's see here. What do we got under here? All right, so we're going to go with these guys. Okay, we're going to go 1, and then when we move 2 here, we'll have to change formation. And so they want to change to column. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4 to change formation, and then 5, 6. And I'm actually going to move the leader. He's actually going to move right there. And let's see here. So we've got this guy here. We want to move him over there. So we're going to go 1, 2, down slope, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. And then our 2 artillery units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. All right. So he's done. Okay, that's his first activation. He wasn't able to get close enough. Now, one of the reasons he wasn't able to get close enough is if he's going to move adjacent to a French unit, it costs 2 extra. So it's kind of difficult for the Russians and the Prussians to move any amount of space and then assault, get close enough to assault. So basically, with the Russians and Prussians, you're going to have to move them into a close position, and then the next activation, then you can move into to assault. So that's just something to think about concerning the Russians and / Prussians. So, all right. Let's move that over there. Okay, next cube. Oh, we got another green. Okay, so this will be the second green. Got a little bit too bright. So really we have an opportunity here where I could possibly activate Kaminsky again, and for one thing, I might be able to get those guns there. So let's see here if I can take out some of that shadow without. No, I can't. Not with that. Hope that helps. Okay. So I'm going to activate Kaminsky again. I think that gives a little bit better light. Yeah. All right, so with the second activation, the infantry and artillery have a -1 to their movement potential. So, I've got this guy here. He's going to have only a 5, okay? But, okay, to move here, okay, so he's here. That would be 1. Upslope is 2, 3, okay? And then to move here, it'd be 4, 5, 6, okay? Because he'd have to have +2 to get close to a French. So he's not even able to reach this French unit. But these other units here can. So if I switch, okay, so let's say we want to go over to column, okay, so he goes to column, okay, so he was at, okay, that's 7, so he's going to lose 1 for second activation, so he's got a 6, change formation, so now he's got 5, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's what he does. This unit here okay, does the same thing. He changes, okay. So -1 for the second activation, -1 for change of formation. So he's down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can move into there. All right. Okay, so both of these guys are going to change. Okay. So this guy would go in first, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, and then he moves in 1, 2, 3. Okay. What do we have here? Let's see here. This unit, if he changes, okay, he's only going to have 4 left. So upslope, hex, 2 more for moving close to a French unit. So he now, that's as many as he can use. This guy here, he's not going to be able to reach there. Even if he was in line, I mean, in column, okay. Like this unit here is already in column, but you know, -1 for second activation. Okay, so he's down to 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, upslope, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he doesn't have enough. This unit here, even if he switched, let's say he switched over. Okay. Again, like I said, -1 for second activation, -1 for formation change. So he's got 4. Okay. To move into that hex is going to cost him 3, just right there. Okay. Plus he's got to go up slope. So really, he's not going to be able to do any of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn him, leave him at line there, but I'm going to move Kaminsky up here. I think I want to put him over there though. So let's see, these 2 guys are going to go, okay, so they only have 5. It's because of second activation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they couldn't get in there. So this guy here is just going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's actually going to turn like that. This guy here is just going to move right here. This guy, if he comes out of there, he's got to change formation. So he could come out. It would be okay. He would come out here. So he's only got -1. He's got 3. Okay, but he comes out here, and he would actually, he's changing to that formation. Okay, so -1 for second activation, -1 for moving out of the village, -1 for changing formation. So he's used 3, he's got 3 left. Okay, so 1, 2, that's all he can do. Okay. All right, and then I have the guns. Okay, and the guns have a movement of 4. So So 1, 2. Boom. And I'm going to go ahead and unlimber them just in case somebody was to get through. All right, so now we have, we're going to have some assaults. All right. Remember, these little blocks here don't come with the game. This is something that I use to help distinguish who's doing what. Okay. So it's easier for you the viewer, to understand what's going on. So I've got 2 assaults, and the units, just put it here, that are assaulting. Okay. All right, so we got to do defensive fire first, and anytime a defender has more than one target, then they have to fire on them. Okay, they've got to split their fire. So. Well, of course, they can only, they could split their fire more if they were in say, line, but they're only going to have 2 targets, the 2 front hexes. You can only fire in 2 front hexes. Column has only 2 strengths, so they can only fire in 2 hexes. Okay, so we've got this battalion here, red, okay, red cube is going to fire here. So they have a strength of 7. But in line, you can only fire a maximum of 4. Okay, and that's going to be double. It's multiplied twice. Okay, so they've got a strength of 8. Okay, the target is in column. We do not have the snow negative modifier now, and a unit. Let's see. First off we have a new modifier. It's defensive fire gets a +1. You may, well, why do they get a +1? Well, just think, it's defensive fire, which means the attacking unit, the assaulting unit, is closing the distance, which means they're going to be right there closer, so you have a better opportunity of getting more hits, more casualties. So that makes perfect sense. You know, it's like the wait till you see the whites of their eyes. So that's a +1. And then infantry versus infantry in column is a +1. So we got a +2 modifier. Okay. So let's roll the dice. See what happens. Okay, I rolled a 9 with a +2 is an 11. That's going to be 2 hits. And that'll be the first casualties. No asterisk, just if you happen to get an asterisk, then they have to roll to stand. So, all right, so the top unit here has to take chasseurs, maybe. I think that's what those guys are, chasseurs, not the cavalry, but let's see. All right, so now let's do the defensive fire with this other battalion, French battalion, the orange cube, and they have 2 targets in their front hexes. So this unit has to split its fire. So they get 4 strength points firing out of there. Okay, so 2 has to go here and 2 has to go here, and those are multiplied twice, double. Okay, by 2. So each one will be firing at there'd be a strength of 4 firing into each one of those hexes. Okay, so we'll go with the one that has Kaminsky in it first, and it's going to be +2. We've got the defensive fire +1, infantry versus column, and that unit that Kaminsky is with is in column. Okay. Snake eyes. So that's a miss there. And then I rolled for the other target. I rolled a 6, becomes an 8. And that's a miss. You need at least a 9 with a strength of 4. 4 to 5. Now we go to the assault. Okay, and let's go back to the red and green. Okay, and let's see, maybe I can close up a little bit here. There we go. All right, so red and green here. This unit took 2 hits. So they've got a strength of 6, okay, and strength of 7. Now, in this system, you round up in assaults. So that's still going to be a 1-to-1. Okay. 1-to-1. And you can use your tally stick, or you can just use your brain or scratch paper. That's what's so neat about the tally stick that is provided. There's 2 in this game, and I think I must have misplaced one of mine. It's somewhere here. But the tally stick is kind of a neat little gimmick that Sound of Drums has added in to the game. I'm telling you, the components are just outstanding in this game. And I think the rules are easy to read. You may have some questions about certain aspects. They're not, overladen with difficult terms to understand. And they're just easy to deal with, Okay, let's get started here. So we have 1-to-1. No one is elite or green. The defender's not Russian. They are under, let's see, I believe they're under attack orders. Let's see here, make sure. Where's the third? Yeah, they're under attack orders. They, okay, not being attacked but more than 1 hex. Okay, not in flank or rear. But we do have infantry in line assaulted by infantry in column. So that's a -1. So we start with a -1. The assaulting unit lost strength points due to fire combat, so that's plus 1. So now we're back to 0. That's it. So we have 0. So it's just straight up. Need higher than 8. Need a 9 or more. And 11. Which means if it's 10 or more, the attacker, the defender takes a hit. I mean the attacker, sorry. The assaulting unit or units. Okay, so this top unit here is taking another hit. So they now have 3, which means 1 more and they're toast. So we can remove this. And the defender holds that position. right, now with the other side, we've got 7 defender. So we've got 4 there and 7 here. That's 11. Okay. So 11 attacking 7. So yes, that's going to be higher than 50%. 50% or higher, so it's going to round up. So that's going to be 2 to 1. Okay, so we got 2 to 1. So that's a -1. Defender, nobody's green or elite. Defender's not Russian. They've got attack orders. They are being attacked, assaulted by more than 1 hex, so that's -2. And it's infantry in line assaulted by infantry in column, so now we got -3. Okay. Assaulting units did not lose any strength points due to fire. They're not elite. They're not green. They do have a leader. So the leadership rating is 2. So that's now 2 more. So we have a -5. Okay. So that's going to be, they're going to take a loss. And then be forced to retreat. I don't really need to even roll because, -5, okay, I rolled a 4, that's a -1. Okay, so they've got to take a loss and retreat. And when they're retreating, they're gonna have to retreat into the front hex, okay, of an enemy unit. So they take 1 loss. I'll go ahead and put it underneath them or on top of them. 1 loss for that, okay, and then when they are forced to retreat to this hex, they take another loss. And if they had to go here, they take another loss, but they can actually go where this artillery unit is and pass through it. So, so we're talking about 1. Well, they're actually in line, but they're not going to stay in the hex. They're just okay. So. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go right back to there. So, all right, and hold on. Let's see, where's my break cube at? This unit here will now have to roll a stand roll due to the fact that they were adjacent to an enemy unit that retreated due to an assault. Okay, the artillery will not have to roll because they were not adjacent when the unit retreated. Okay, and that is done at the end of an activation. That you do that roll. So it's going to be after all combat's finished and any advance after combat. Let me find that. I was just gonna. Okay. So I think I want to move in these two guys. So they're going to move right there. All right. So with this unit, we have to roll check to stand. Okay, check to stand. Okay, he's not elite or green. He is Russian, so he gets a +1. He was adjacent to a friendly unit that retreats. That's a -1. Enemy cavalry, no. Let's see, there's not. No, well, yes, there is. Within 3 hexes, enemy cavalry. So that's -2. So we're at -2, and so if the die roll is less than 6, all right, let's take a look here. Less than 6. Okay, when the modified 2-6 is equal or smaller than 6, okay, the unit loses 1 strength point and retreats. Okay. Here you're not going to be rolling for what they call the opportunity fire, which is when a unit moves away out of an adjacent front hex of an enemy unit. Okay, because that would be movement that you're making on your own. This is movement that's being forced. So, oh, I got to roll. So I got -2. Rolled a 3, so of course that's going to be take a loss and you've got to now retreat. Now, let's see here. We're going to go, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess he's going to go here. Turn there. And you can change your facing, can't change your formation. So, and this doesn't allow any unit to move in to that hex. So quickly a situation can change. It looked like the Russians were going to just get taken in the flank there. But the Russians were able to gain the initiative and got 2 quick activations, which allowed Kaminsky to move in there, and now he's threatening to just barrel through Gudin's forces. That artillery unit there is just sitting there getting ready to get taken. So that's just what's going to happen there. If they get another activation, they could just take that artillery piece. They could use that third activation to take that artillery piece. So the French will probably need to respond there. They might be wanting to respond somewhere else, but that's not going to happen. Just a reminder, these dice here, these are just to hold my plexiglass down. I'll try to keep them, when I can, kind of out of the way. But that's just the way it is, my plexiglass. All right. Oh, we got a French activation. Excuse me. And of course, Gudin needs to respond to what's just happened. So let's move this out of the way. Let's see if we can get in here. All right, so the 3rd Division of 3rd Corps is going to have to respond to the last 2 activations. They're going to have to respond to these Russians that have pounced up here. And Gudin, really, he doesn't have that much I guess he could respond with. I mean, yeah, he does. He's got infantry units underneath these artillery pieces. First thing he's going to do is he's going to turn these guns so they've got more targets. Okay. And then both of these units here, okay, this unit here is going to flip over to column. Let me get my arm out of the way. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to have to move my camera over here, back over here like I had it, just for the fact that pull back some. Just due to the fact that I'm right-handed and I'm going to be getting right in the way. All right, so this unit here, just like so. Let's see if we can get a little bit more light. No, I can't do that, even if I put it on the wall. Okay. Okay, so we flip over to column. Okay, this is their first activation. So we've got now we've got 5 to work with. So downslope 1, 2, 3. I can't get there. 3, 4, 5. I think he'll just stay in column right there. 5. Yeah, he can't get there. That'd be 5. He only has 5. So, yeah, he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all he's got. Okay. This unit here is going to go. Okay, I'm going to change to column. That's 1. Okay, goes up slope 2, 3, and then 4, 5. right here. This unit's going to turn, okay, and go 1, and then up slope 2, 3 for the square for the hex, and then he's got to change the line because he's with a unlimbered artillery. So that's where he goes. This unit turns 1 vertex, 1, stays just like that. That's 1. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to shift some stuff. Okay. So he's going to column. Turns. That's 1, 2, 3 down slope, 4, turn, and 5. Like so. This unit here is going to turn and rejoin that, and then so we've got this other, was it like, I think he was like that. So this guy's going to turn, move here, that's 1, 2, and then turn. So he's going to be here. All right, so that's where that's all that happened there. Now, do I have to assault? No. And you know, I don't have to advance into the hex. So I could attack, but I think I'm just going to hold right there. All right, so we're ready for another chip pull. So ready for another cube draw, activation cube. And it's going to be the Russians. I think what I want to do here is I want to look for another place that I was going to attack, or maybe move someone. I'm not going to go with Kaminsky again at the present time. I've got these other units that I need to focus on. So all right, so I'm gonna attack here with Tolstoy. That's who I'm going to go with. Oops. So this guy's going to change to column. So that's one movement point. Downhill, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Okay, because he had to move adjacent. So in order to move into adjacent to a French unit, it's going to cost you 3 for that hex. 1 for the hex, 2 for moving adjacent. Okay, this guy's going to change to column. And so that's 1, and then 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's see. Now this guy here is an elite. We want him to be on the top. So he'll change, and he's going to go to here. This guy is going to change the formation. So, okay, so he changed formation, that's 1. Down slope is 2, hex is 3, 4, 5 to move adjacent to a French unit. Same thing here, we've got slope, well, change formation, 1, slope 2, hex 3, 4, 5 to move in. So it cost them 5 to move there. All right, and then we have, let's see, this unit here wants to attack here, so he goes down slope, hex, and then 2 for moving adjacent to a French unit. This unit here is going to turn, and he's actually going to move out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then change back, turn back around. These 2 units, okay, are gonna limber, so that costs them 2. Down slope is 3, 4, 5. They moved to there. Let's see, this guy here. Well, let's see, these 2 guys. Oh, let's do it this way. No, he's elite, that's why. Okay, so these guys are going to go, they're going to rotate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. Okay. Kaminsky's going to go right there with that artillery. This unit here, he's elite. Wow. I don't think he could, let's see, we change him over, that's 1, okay, and then 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I couldn't make it, but I'm going to put him right here, right there. Okay. So, let's mark our assaults. Okay. And these guys are actually going against that artillery because they're getting them in the flank. So, all right, let's go defensive fire. Start here. This unit is in line, but they've only got a strength of 2. So they're going to have to fire 1 each into both hex. It is still multiplied by 2. That's going to be a strength of 2. Defensive fire is +1. And the targets are, well, it's infantry. defensive fire, +1. And then infantry versus infantry in column is +1. So we got a +2. That's 5, 6, 7. That's not enough. We got to have like, we're going to have 11. Okay, the other target. Ooh, we got 11, 12, 13. Okay, that's going to be a hit. I didn't really specify, so I'll put it on him. That's the elite unit. All right, so now we move to the blue and orange. So the orange unit's firing at the blue. Let's see what they're in. Line. Now the leader does not apply his leadership value for fire. It's just on assaults. So it's going to be a strength of 4. That's going to be times 2 is 8, and we still have the +2. 7, 8, 9. I think that's a hit. Yes. Okay. And I'm just putting it here, so I'll change or whatever I need to do, but that's just to let us know in the assault that that unit took a hit. All right, now we go to over here where Salt is at. That unit is in line, and they've got 7 strength, so they can fire 4, but they've got 2 targets here they have to fire at. So if this unit here wasn't assaulting, I don't think they'd have to fire on that. I don't think they'd have to fire there. That's something that, that's my interpretation. Could be wrong. So that's going to be, let's see, 4 is going to be split into 2, times 2 is 4, so the strength is going to be 4 with still a +2 because the target's in column, and this is infantry defensive fire. Oh, we got an 11, +2 is a 13. Ooh. Okay, so we've got a 2 hits, and an asterisk, which means that unit has to do a stand roll, okay, before we have the assault. All right, and then over here, of course, these 2, oh, well, there's infantry there too, they cannot fire because they're in line. These are the 2 front hexes, so they can't fire. All right, so we're done there. So let's do the stand roll for this unit, who is now going to have 3 losses. Okay, stand table. That unit is not elite, not green, but is Russian, so that's +1. That's it, just +1. We got 6, 7, so they just barely passed. So, okay. We can remove that. All right, let's start over here on the far right with the green here against the red. So here we have a strength of 2 on the defense. The attackers have a strength of 10, -1 is 9. 9 to 2, that's going to be at least 4 to 1. Okay, that's -3. Okay, so we have our tally stick. Okay. Defender. Okay. Poe is not elite. It's not Russian, not green. But they are Legrand, 4th Division. They're in defense order. So they get a +2. So now it's just a -1. They're assaulted from more than one hex, so that's another -1, so we're at -2. And we have column versus line, so that's going to be a -1, so now we're back to -3. And let's see, the attackers, assaulting units, lost 1 SP to fire, so that's +1, so now we're at -2. They are elite, so that's -1, so now we're back to -3. And that's it, so we got -3. Okay, I rolled a 8. -3 is 5, so that unit loses a step, which means it's going to be at 4. And they're going to retreat. So one, two, three. Well, I guess they would go this way. This is really their retreat path. Of course, we're going to have a stand roll by this unit. Could go this way, but I really think they'd go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they go that way. So they move to there. And this is not going to affect anything, so I'll go ahead and move actually move both of them in there. Okay. Okay. So now we have this assault with Legrand. That's 7. And these are 7 minus 1 is 6. So that's still going to be 1 to 1 because you round up. All right, so we've got 1 to 1. And a defender is, they're not elite or green, but they do have a defense order, so that's +2. Okay. Let's see, they're not being attacked by more than one hex or rear or flank, but they are in line assaulted by column, so that's -1, so we're just +1. Okay, assaulting unit, they did lose an SP during fire, so we're back to +2. They are elite, so that's -1, so we're back to +1. And has a leader present. Okay. Now I'm adding the leader to the defense also. It's not on the chart. So that may be something I'm doing wrong. They have it only on the assaulting unit, not on the defending unit. But I'm adding it to, with the leaders there, I'm giving that that the leader is being present will modify the defense. So that's going to be +2. So we're going to be at a +3 for the French there. We rolled a 4, +3 is only a 7. So that's going to be a loss. That unit's first loss. And a retreat. So one, let's see, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. They took the leader with them. So I've got to add some more orange blocks here. That unit has to roll. So I don't think I want to move in. I want to stay there. So I'm not moving that one in. Okay, so now we move to here. So this unit is actually going to have, let's see, he's already taken 1 loss. So now he's at 3. Okay. So, and Salt is there. Okay. This unit has 1, so it's 7 to 4. So that's 7. It's 4 to 7. So it's not going to be rounded up. So that's going to be 1 to 2. Right? Yeah, 1 to 2. Okay, so 1 to 2 +2. Okay, so we got +2. Okay, defender. I don't think I haven't seen any elites on the, well, yeah, the guard. Okay, that's where their elites are. Okay, so no elites, not Russian. Lavelle. Lavelle has, I think they're in defense orders. Yeah, they do have defense order, so that's +2. So, okay, so we're at +4 right now. Okay, they're not being attacked by more than 1 hex, flank or rear, but it is line being attacked by column. So that's -1. So now we're at minus, let's see, +3. Okay. Assaulting unit lost a strength point during fire, defensive fire, so that's plus. So we're back to +4. And the unit's not elite. And we do have salt in the hex, so that's +3. So now we're at a +7. Not very good odds there. So let's see what really gave us the okay, one was the modifier. So we had 4. Yeah. So the odds was 2, defense was 2, fire combat, that puts them at 5, and then the leader. Yeah, okay. So, all right, so that's 9 plus the, what did I say, 7? Okay, so the attacker takes a loss, and we just stand. If you get a 10 or higher on the roll, then let's see here. Yeah, if the result is 10 or more, the attacker takes a strength point loss. So, and I don't know that I'm reading that as the overall result, not just the die result. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it just says if the result is 10 or more, defender holds the position, the attacker loses the strength point. So, all right, so they took the loss and we just stay there. So nothing else going on there. And then here we've got strength of 12, and we've got, what we got here? 12, so it's even. Okay, so that's even. Okay. The defenders, infantry is not elite or green. Okay. They are in defense order, so that's +2. They are being charged through the flanks, so that's -3. So we're at -1 now. And column versus line, that's -1, so we're at -2. The charging unit didn't take any fire. They are elite, so now we're at -3. And so that's where we're at, -3 on the hold your position. I rolled a 7, -3, so 4. So they've got to take a loss. The guns are going to be captured. This unit here takes the loss and is forced to retreat. Okay, which is going to affect. So we're going to retreat from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to here. All right, and so this artillery unit's taken, captured. Loss of a cube. And then we've got several units here that are going to have to check. We're going to have to do a stand roll, both of those guys. And these guys can move in here. So, and that's what they do. So let's do our stand rolls. We've got looks like a couple over there, and we got a couple over here. Let's just stay over here. So or start here where Lavelle's at. Now he's gonna be able to modify the die roll by 2. So that unit's not elite. Okay, so to stand. So a friendly unit adjacent to retreats, that's -1. Cavalry close by, not within 3 hexes. And then the leader. So we're gonna have a +1. Roll a 7, becomes an 8, so they stay. They're not affected. Then over here, where Solt's at, no cavalry. -1 for adjacent friendly unit retreats. And then his leadership rating, so we got a +2. Ooh, I rolled Snake Eyes, so a +2 still isn't going to be enough. You would think Solt would be able to hold. Those units would be able to hold, but no. Alright, so this unit takes another hit or loss. And then these guys are all he's retreating. So he would be able to just go 1, 2, let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. See, you'd really want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that would be his proper retreat path. Okay. Russians are making some headway here. Then I got 2 units over here. Let's do this unit here first. And looks like we're just going to have a looks like just a -1. There's not cavalry close by. 6. Well, it's not enough. So lose a strength point and retreat 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. And this unit, same thing. It's going to be -1. 5. He takes a loss. Okay, he's going to retreat 5. So it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way back to there. All right, so that's all of Tolstoy's activation. He had a lot of success there. Really pushing hard against the French left on the north side of Eylau. Eylau, of course, is worth 15. So if they can get in there and push them back, which they're going to have to, possibly get involved with the Guard. But there we are. Things are looking like the Guard could be possibly getting attacked here. All right, let's pull the next cube and find out who's activating next. So we've had 3. Let's see, 2nd Division. I got to find 2nd Division here. There they are. We've had 3 Russian activations and 1 French so far. No red cubes yet. Okay, it goes back to the French. And where do we have some major issues that need to be resolved, or maybe we need to strike hard really need to get some units back. Or at least in a position to do something here. The thing is, okay, over here, I want to really activate Lavelle here, but they only have a movement of, they can only move one hex. You know, so these units that have been forced back, you know, it's going to take them quite a bit to even move back up where they can do anything. So it's kind of a wasted activation. Let's see, Joseph over here, what is he doing? The 4th Corps? I'm going to activate him. They need to attack, I think, instead of just sitting over here holding. Like that. I think that's what I need to do. I can, of course, use all, but when I do this, I'm not going to be able to. So I've got to keep some of the units fresh. but I need to hit hard over here. So instead of waiting on someone else. Okay, so we're going to activate Joseph's the 4th Corps Cavalry, and so we're gonna charge some units here, and let's see here. What colors do I have here? I've got black. I can use black for short when it's a short charge. Short charges have to do with units that are assaulting or charging adjacent. So I want to have those. Okay. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 right there. What's he got? Oh, well, how come I haven't got my artillery set up? I could set it up right there, but I'm going to set it up. Okay, I want to set it up right here where this unit's at. So this unit is going to go here. That's one downslope 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, moving adjacent. So I can stay like that. And well, let me go ahead and mark my assaults here. Started over here, or charges. I'm sorry, charges. And I may have to change this one's color, but I cannot charge into the marsh, okay? But I know that this unit can't charge out of there. So he's kind of stuck in there at the moment. All right, so I'm gonna, this unit here is gonna charge one, he's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay. So right there. I don't want to do a how come he's not turned over? Okay. I don't want to do a short charge here. This unit here, I want to have him turn and 1 downslope 2, 3, 4, and he's gonna jump into that one, into that right here. This unit here, I'm going to pull back and create a line with these other units, just protect our flank. So he's going to turn, and units in column and also cavalry, they can just turn at the beginning. Before they move, they can turn to any vertex, and he's going to just pull back 1, 2, let's see, just 1, 2, and then turn back around. It'll be 3, I guess. And this unit here is going to come up 1, 2, right there. This unit's going to slide to there, and this artillery unit I can move to there and just turn over right there. I've had a pretty good range all the way around here. So that's where we're going to be. So, all right. Of course, we don't have any defensive fire. All right, let's start over here. So here we're going to have 7 to 8, still going to be 1 to 1. And now the defender is Russian, so that's +1. And Korf, let's see, right wing, they've got an attack, so not being attacked in more than 1 hex, flank or rear, okay. It's not heavy against light, okay. So it's just going to be +1. +1 for the Russian unit. Ooh, 10, 11. So they're going to stay there. And this unit here is going to take a loss. Plus he's going to be tired. Okay, now something here that I'm kind of it's like I don't want to read my own my own meaning into the rules. Okay, but okay, so when the rules say that if a unit charges, then you flip them over. Okay. It doesn't say if a unit is involved in a charge. So I think in another video when I was doing charges, I was flipping both of them over as both of them being tired. Now I know that I did that because I think I was letting other rules from other games influence my interpretation instead of just applying what the rules say. And let me find that just give me a second here to find talking about cavalry and when they become tired. Okay, here it is. Okay, it says a unit that has charged becomes tired. Okay. Not a unit that's involved in a charge. So that would mean that if you don't reaction charge, then, and they could reaction charge, and I didn't do that with that unit. You would do that at the moment of movement, and possibly I could have done that, but I didn't. I didn't do it on any of these. So I didn't give Korf's regiments a chance here to reaction charge, because they could have, and it would have put the emphasis on rolling to the French. But oh well. Wouldn't want to do it here in this instance because you'd be going uphill. So All right, so I'm not going to flip the Russian unit to tired. That was the mistake I made in earlier cavalry charges, was by flipping units over when they shouldn't have been tired, because, now if they reaction charge, now I consider both of them to be tired, because one was charging, and just because you got reaction charge doesn't mean that unit wasn't charging to start with. So they would both be tired instead of just one. Here, they're not charging. They're just accepting the charge. So, all right, so we have here to here. So that's 9 to 8. It's going to be 1 to 1. And the Russian, it's a Russian unit, so they get a +1. And that's it. There's not any other modifiers. These are not heavy cavalry. So a +1. I got a 3 to a 4. So that's going to be a loss and a retreat. And now it does become tired. Well, actually, both of them. If a cavalry unit retreats, they become tired. So, got to flip it over. And they retreat half. Okay, so rounded down. So that's going to be 3 hexes for this unit. So 1, 2, 3. I guess it would be 9 actually. So we'll go to 5, 3, 4, 5, and then flip it over after it finishes this retreat. I didn't need these black ones. So, and then of course this unit has to move in. So, and we don't have any. Well, actually, I'm not moving that unit in yet. Let me. Well, yeah, I can, because these other units around are not doing anything. So, but I do have to flip that unit to tired. All right, now we go over here, and so we've got 2 against 1. So this one's got how many losses? 1. So it's going to be 17 to 9. That's going to be 2 to 1. Okay, that's -1. Russian defender was +1, so we're at 0. Attacked or charged for more than 1 hex, -1. So it's going to be a -1 for the defender. I rolled an 8, becomes a 7. Take a loss and retreat. So he's got to retreat 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then flip him over to his tired side. And both of these guys are tired. I'm moving him in. This guy here. And the only bad thing about that is if they're tired, they can't reaction charge. So there that is. Next, cube. It's Russian. So we're going back and forth here. So, but at the present, we've only had 2 French. Yeah, 2 French activations. And this is the 4th Russian activation. And let's see. So, I know I had, I think, Tukov. I want to attack with Tukov here. So we'll stay right here in this area. So here's Tukov. And So I'm going to move. These guys here are going to turn over to column. And let's have this guy on the top. And let's see, if I move to here, that's going to cause this well, yeah, you have to fire here. But okay, 1 to change the formation, and then I'm actually going to move here though. Move there. That's so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it costs them 4. Remember, if you move adjacent to French units, it's an additional point. 2 points. 2 points. These guys back here. Let's see. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as they can go. These guys here, I think I want to change this a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. No, I don't want to go there. 3. He'll just stop right there, I guess. And let's see here. Could put Tukov in here to give him an additional point there. This guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I move that there. This artillery here. Okay, this guy here is going to move into here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. These guns. Okay. Okay, so that's 1. Oops. No, 2. Change formation. Downslope is 3, 4. 5. All right. This is what we're going to do here. So this is what, the 5th Division? Okay, we're going to have assault there. And then we're going to have assault there. All right, defensive fire. He's in line, so that's 4. It's 3 points coming out of line. Times 2 is 8. And so we've got defensive fire plus 1. The target is in column, so that's plus 1. So we got a plus 2. Defensive fire. Oh, that's pretty crappy. I rolled a 3, 4, 5. It's nothing. Okay, so no defensive fire effective there. Then over here, the orange defender is in line, so he cannot fire here. He can only fire here, and he doesn't have anybody in this hex, so he's all of his fire is going here, and so he's got at least 4. So he's got 8 plus 1 for defensive fire, plus 1 for, let's see, what is the target in? I think he's still in line. Yeah, he's in line, so he didn't get that benefit. So it's just a plus 1. Plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Nothing. All right, so now let's go to the assault. So here they've got 9, and the attackers have 9. So it's 1-1. Nobody's elite or green. We got a defense order, so that's +2. You begin to just memorize all of the different modifiers. There's really not. It may look like that you have quite a few, but they're pretty easy to remember and so forth. So, don't have elite units. We don't have green units. We don't. This is not a Russian defender. He's not being attacked by more than 1 hex or in the flank or rear. Okay. Now, he is in line, and he's being attacked by columns, so that's a -1. So now we're at just a +2. Assaulting unit did not lose any strength points to fire combat. He's not elite or green. And so that's it. Okay. Now, so I said let's say a +1. Yeah. +1, yeah. +1, and then the leader is +2, so we're at +3. Okay. I got a 7 + 3 is a 10. So that means the attackers take a hit. And we stand. So all right, next. Okay, so here we've got, let's see, 6, okay, strength. That's 10 there, and we've got 13, so 17 against, what I say, 6, 17, that's going to be 3-1. No elite units, and the attackers are in line. Yeah, no elite units, but we do have 3-1. That's going to be -2. Defenders in defense order, so that's +2, so we're at 0. Attacked, assaulted by more than 1 hex, -1. In the flank is -3 because that is the flank. He's in line, so that's -4. Let's see, no strength points lost to fire. The leader is a +1. I mean a -1. So we are sitting at 5, -5. That means he's gonna lose and retreat. Now I rolled a 4. Okay. So they're gonna lose. That's 3. Okay. Okay, and this unit here has to roll because adjacent units retreating due to combat. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He goes back to there, which you didn't see, but there it is. He goes all the way back to here, and let's pull back some. All right, so next thing you do is go ahead and move someone in, and let's see, I'm gonna move these guys in. I'm gonna have to move the leader in. And they're like that. Okay. And then I have to roll to stand with this guy, who has the leader with him. Alright, so unit's not a lead or green. Cavalry's almost close enough, but not quite. Alright, so -1 due to the adjacent friendly unit retreats. Leader is 2, so it's going to become a +2. 10 becomes 12, they stay. Stand strong. We're beginning to see the French left bending back. Will they break? Or is Napoleon going to send the guard? We may have to activate the guard, because there's not anything between the guard and the 2nd Division here, Tolstoy. So, next cube. That's French. And you know what? I think Napoleon's going to give it to Bessières. So when you're going to activate the come on, what's the matter here? When you're going to activate the guard, okay, then you can't just activate them normal. Now, one thing about the guard, though, is that they're in hold orders. So they're not going to be able to change their order till later. But, excuse me. By giving them an order, then that means I only have to give him one more cube. And see, the cube stays on Bessières unless he's wounded or killed. And so it takes 2 activations to activate the guard. Let me pull that out. That's like the mass cavalry charge that you have. Okay, so 16.1, activation of the French Guard. Okay, he needs to spend 2 ACs. So a French AC is drawn and the French player states he wants to activate the Guard. He places the AC on top of the leader of the French Guard. Then players draw the next AC. Alright, so that's what the French are going to do. Napoleon. I'll just put it on top here. There we go. Alright, so, and then he skips activation. So now we have to draw another. We have to draw another cube. And the French might as well, they've got 14 cubes. So, all right, back to the back to the Russians though. And let's see here. What do we want to do? Let's see here. I should have used Milhad's cavalry to pounce on those guns back here. Sakin's guns are just sitting there waiting to be jumped on. But I'm going to activate Sakin here. Sakin 3rd Division to keep that from happening. And he's got attack orders. So he's got a lot of units that have retreated that need to get back to back in here into the game. Alright, so let's pull back here where we can see a lot of his units. He's got units kind of scattered around. Let's see, maybe I think this is a better view of what he's got. Let's see, because he's got some units that are back right in through here. All right, so I want to move up. Okay, we're going to move this artillery unit up. See, he could go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. That. And then here, these two units are going to move 1, and then of course 2, 3 for the artillery unit, like so. What do we got here? This unit here is going to turn to line right there. Let's see. Guys here, they're actually going to move over to here. Let's see. Tell you what, I'm going to move this guy. Yeah, let's get him out of the way here. So he's going to turn here, and he's going to go back here close to this cavalry unit. 1, 2. I mean this artillery unit. Go right there. This unit here is actually going to move, okay, to there. Now, as they're moving, okay, they're going to get opportunity fired on. So, okay, so that's a column. See how much strength they have. Okay, they got plenty. Strength of 2 times 1 is going to be 2. Now, it's not defensive fire. Infantry versus infantry and squares plus 1. So it's just going to be a plus 1. Ooh, 12. It comes 13, so that's a hit. So I take a hit. So they moved back 1 hex, and they changed their formation. There could be a discussion. Okay, you have a maybe I'm trying to read too much into it, but whether or not a unit that's already adjacent can change their formation. And then whether or not, okay, if you allow that, then you would have to allow opportunity fire. Okay, and you have that in a lot of the other games. Okay, and I guess you have to pay close attention to the scale, of how close you're thinking. How close are these units? Well, one hex are within range to do simultaneous fire combat. So if you consider a formation change movement, but the rules clearly state that you can only use opportunity fire if a unit that's adjacent moves away, and changing formation is not moving away. But there's a rule that says, okay, if you're moving and you move adjacent, you cannot change your formation. So let's see. And over here on the facing, generally, it says players can change the formation and or facing of all units of an activated division. The formation change can happen at the start or end of a unit's movement, provided the unit still has the necessary movement points to pay for the formation change. A unit can also change facing at no movement point cost at the beginning of its movement, keeping its current formation. And units can change their facing for free, but not their formation at the start of the fire segment. Now, there's nothing saying, okay, you cannot change formation adjacent to an enemy unit. Okay. And of course, you don't have to be activated to change to square. Okay. Now, when we go over here to the movement, okay, okay, it clearly states here in green, pull back a little bit, a unit has to stop when entering an adjacent hex of an enemy unit and cannot change its formation after entering a hex adjacent to an enemy unit. So that means, okay, you can't like use column to get up on top of a unit or adjacent and then turn over to and then change to line when you do that. Okay, so can't change its formation after entering a hex adjacent to an enemy unit. Now, does that mean that if you're already adjacent, can you change formation? Or do you have to stay in that formation, move away to change into a different formation? And so I guess that's my question. Okay. I've been allowing a change of a formation. If you're already there, you just change formation. But I want to know what the game system rules want. Is that gonna, can I change formation if I'm adjacent and I haven't moved? I haven't moved adjacent. Jesus says it can't change its formation after entering a hex adjacent to an enemy unit. However, over here under facing or formation, it says that players can change the formation and or facing of all units of an activated division. The formation change can happen at the start or end of a unit's movement, provided the unit still has the necessary movement points to pay for the formation change. And there's not anything there that says, okay, if you're adjacent, you can't change your formation. So I'm just curious. I understand you can't like move your artillery up adjacent and then unlimber. Now you can pull up 1 hex away, or actually you're 2 hexes away. There's an empty hex. Okay, so all right, but I'm activating sacking, and so that's what I just need to keep doing that. Okay, now these guys don't want to do anything. They're surrounded by cavalry. They're not changing. They're not going to something else. So let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is some of Sacking's dudes. It's 2. It's this guy on the bottom. Okay, guy on the bottom has got strength that I can use here. So he's going to come down here. He's going to go. Okay, so he was. Come on. He was here. So he's going to turn and go 1, 2, down slope is 3, 4, 5, right there. Turn like that. We got under here. So, so what we got here? Ooh. Okay. And he's what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So basically, what he can do is he's got to get back in command. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to turn right there. This guy the same thing. 1. He's only got 2 left. He's going to come back over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. This guy's going to come and join him. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got. Ooh. This guy here on the top is actually going to pull back over there. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then change to 5. 2, 3, 4. This guy's just got to move to get back within range. So 1, 2. Right there. See this guy. I don't want to. I already did. Just I'll turn him this way. Okay, got to pull back a little because I'm missing some of this stuff here with some of these guys. Okay, I guess that's all that she wrote here. And Sacken, I'm actually going to move him off of here Yeah, he can go to there. That's all he's going to do. These units here kind of trapped because of those cavalry units. He goes to move, then they could pounce on him. So he's kind of stuck there at the present time. Next cube. Oh, how about that? Now we have our simultaneous fire. So let's move over here and get started. And the Russians will actually get to choose first because they have the initiative. So, first fire cube. And so, this unit here, that artillery unit is going to fire at that square. So, okay, so the distance is 2. Okay, so it's going to be times 2, so the strength is 4. Target is square, so that's a +4. +4. So I rolled a 9, becomes a 13. Under a 4. Okay, that's going to be 2 hits and an asterisk. So, what do we got here? Okay, so now we're taking a total of 4 hits. And they will have to check to see if they go anywhere. Now, that doesn't happen till at the end of the activation. Doesn't have it happen immediately. That's my understanding. Let's see. Maybe that has something to do with something else. All right, let's see here. Yeah, it happens. You do that at the end, so because they may get fired on by multiple units possibly, although there's not going to be in this case. So, looking across here, I'm looking for fire combat, and that one is going to be right here. So actually, they can turn like this, okay, and that way they can fire on both of those units. So he's in line, so 2 firing here, 2 firing there, okay, and targets are in column, so it's going to be a +1. So strength of 4 divided in by 2 times 2 is going to be, each of them is going to be a strength of 4. Okay, with a +1. First one, that's 11 plus 1 is 12. Okay, that's going to be 2 hits. So this unit here took 2 hits. So nice. Take it. 3. All right, the other unit, 10, 11 is 1 hit. So oops. All right. And of course, put a smoke marker here. And I'll go ahead and fire here. I've got this unit here. We're going to be a bunch of fire in here. Okay, they're in line. And let's see. Yeah, okay. They got a total of, what, 7? So they still have 4 they can fire. All right, so I'm firing into his flank. He would treat him as column. So it's just going to be straight up 8, and then no modifications. 4 is not enough. Okay. Okay, now this unit is firing, and I have enough. 4 is 8, and 6 is not enough. You gotta have at least an 8. Okay. These guys are firing. Well, no. These guys can fire only 2. Strength of 2. These guys firing a strength of 2. 10 is not enough. You have to have 11. So, all right. Now these artillery units, really, they don't have any targets. Okay. They can't fire at any of these units. They're at lower level. And let's see. Now they could. Well, they can't fire at those guys either because the villages are in front of them. These village hexes. So they could possibly, let's see, I don't know, they got units that are in front of them. So they don't have anybody they can fire at. So let's move on here. We got this artillery unit. Well, there's 2 of them. They can fire right here. Probably, possibly just destroy him. So actually I could fire 1 gun here and 1 gun here. 2, 3. That would both be, let's see, 4 times, oh, that's only 2. 4. I'd rather just fire, okay, both of these are firing here. So that's a strength of 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. He's in column. That's +2. And they're not heavy. They're just +2. Oh, 4, 5, 6 is not enough for even for 8. You gotta have at least an 8. Wasted. So we move on. Oh, forgot. Over here. Okay. So these guys. Okay. Now they can fire, see, a distance of 6 hexes. I can't fire at this target because this unit is closer to the target. Okay, same thing with these guys here, those guys. But if we move on back, okay, then we can fire at where Korf's at. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hex of 4 is just going to be strength of 2. Okay, no modifiers for cavalry, so it's just 2. Strength of 2. But we get 11. We got 9. Wasn't enough. Okay. Worth a shot. Didn't work out, but hey, you never know. So let's move on. looking for other opportunities for fire. Of course, we found some right here. All right, so this is going to block his line of sight to here, so he would have to turn. Have to turn. Oh, this guys don't have to turn. These guys are better off turning. So, yeah, why not turn these guys? Okay, so let's see. We've got these guys here. Well, they can fire here, or they could fire here. I don't think this is, let's see. Well, I think this is blocked. The rule is if you have one side obstructed, it's still, line of sight's still there. But I can easily fire at someone else. This guy here, 6. He's 6 X's away. So we would actually be firing with a strength of 4. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is still going to be 6. So let's fire. We're going to fire back here at that guy. So strength is, well, tell you what, you're going to have a better chance here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because the target is a column. So we're going to get a +2 for column, although our strength of 8 is diminished to 4. That still, we get +2 for column, and we're heavy, so that's +3. So that's 7 + 3 is a 10. At a strength of 4, that's a hit. So let's see here, this unit here takes a hit. And I don't have anybody until I get, let's see, I have to get way on over there somewhere. So instead of the back and forth, I'm just going to go ahead and take care of these units that are right here. It's all happening at the same time. So, so now, let's see here. This guy here is at a higher level, so we could, yeah, this guy's not in our way. 5. Here, we're going to hit this guy. That's a strength of, let's see, 8. Okay. And, okay, so distance of 5 hexes is times 1. So we've got strength of 8. He's in column, so +2 and +1 for heavy. Ooh. 11 plus, what I say, 3? Yeah. 11, that's 14. Okay, and that's 8. So we've got 3 losses and an asterisk. Okay, so he's destroyed, which is going to force this guy to make a roll. So this unit is gone. French lose a cube. Those heavy artillery guns are tearing it up. Okay, they're going to fire over these guys. They're at a lower level. So All right, and we got a strength of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason we know they're heavy, not this, okay, but this up here, this line right here, okay, that just signifies that they're heavy. Light, we'll have a line over here, so. Okay, so that's a range of, what I say, 5, so it's 8. He's in column, that's +2, and it's heavy, +1 is 3, +3. So that's 6 + 3 is 9. I think that's going to be enough. Yeah, a hit. Like that. All right. Next, let's see what we got. Excuse me. You're playing face to face, you're of course going to alternate, or you could agree that okay, there's nothing else. I don't have any over here on this side, this part of the battle. Let's go ahead and take care of yours. Now, none of this is applied until the end. That's why also I'm not rolling for the units that have to check to stand because of the asterisk. So, but to be fair, you would go, back and forth. Between the two players. So, let's see here. Let me pull back. And we can look over here. All right, so let's go ahead and do this here. He has to split his fire amongst at least 2 of the units. So he's going to fire there and here. So a unit there in square, or it's actually 2 units. So we're going to fire at the orange target first, and it's a strength of 1. No modifiers. That's a miss. Okay, and now the red target, which has no odd, 6 nothing. Okay, so but they did fire. All right. I do have another Russian unit that I need to take care of here, which is this artillery sitting right here, and this one is light. I told you that the line on the side. Okay, so you see this line over here. Okay, very subtle, but that signals light. And what that does is that just limits the range. So light and horse artillery only have a range of 6. So have a better chance probably at getting a hit on this artillery this column here instead of the horse. There's no modifier on the horse, so see that I'm gonna have to get with that. I'm gonna have to roll an 11 or higher. While with the column, I'm gonna get +2. I mean, yeah, units in column. So let's turn to the unit and column there. And it's 4 hexes. So strength of 2, +2. I got 9 becomes 10, 11, and that's what I needed. So this unit here takes another loss. The danger of being in column close to artillery, or even square. Square's worse. So really help, these smoke markers really help, because you know, you can go back over the battlefield looking for maybe possible units that you missed. So sometimes you may put your artillery, for whatever reason, is you put it on the bottom, and then all of a sudden now you forgot about them. So over here, let's see, I don't have cavalry can't fire, so this unit here doesn't have anybody. Well, yeah, he does. Actually, he does. This unit right here. Okay, so he could face this way. Same, wouldn't really matter, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there, which has infantry. Okay, so 5. That's going to be just 2. They're in line. Wasn't enough. I got a 6. Of course, I had to have 11. But at least we tried. Now, let's move up here. We've got this these artillery units here. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't believe they can fire here. I think he's too close to this slope here. If he was further back, they could. Just like this guy, they can't fire at him, but they can fire here at this square. So that's what they're going to do. Well, I don't know. I think he's blocked. He could fire. What are they? They're not heavy. I don't think he can reach. 9. You got to be heavy, and he's not heavy. So he really doesn't have a target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. There's his target. Okay, let me back up here. There's his target. Because now this is closer to him than it is to the target, so he can see that guy. So he's not heavy, and I said the range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to be at half strength, which is going to be 6. He's in column, it's a +2. So he's at half strength, is a 3. I got an 11. Okay. What'd I say? +2? Yeah. Okay, still a hit. 1 hit. Right. Put a smoke marker. Okay. This unit here. Who's he gonna fire at? He's gonna have this. He can fire at this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strength of 6. So it's gonna be 6. He's in square +4. 10 becomes 14. So we're looking at 6 going to 14. That's going to be 3 with an asterisk. Okay, so this unit has taken a total of 6 hits now. Okay. And now we look for other opportunity fire situations. And of course I missed one right here in the middle. Right here. This unit. And let's see, he could fire at him. Or this cavalry. It's only just that, yeah, the top unit. So that's strength of 2. If he fires here, I think he's going to be doubled. That's 3 X's away. 1, 2, 3. He's light. 3 X's away, yeah. So he's going to have a total strength of 4 with a +2. 7 becomes 9. And that's a hit. So this unit here now only has 1 strength point left. Alright. Well, these smoke markers are so good to have. Yeah, it takes time to take them off, put them on, but it helps. Alright, now the French have some artillery to fire. This unit can fire right here at that unit. 1, 2, 3. This unit is 2, 3. So that's a strength of doubled 4. No modifiers. 4 is not enough. French have not had much luck with their artillery. That's usually one of their strong points. It's artillery. Well, we got one that hadn't been activated. Neither is that one. Got to get those involved. Okay, so let's move this out of the way, and let's move up here a little closer to what we got going on. Okay, so we got this artillery back here. And find my line of sight. Okay. The line of sight is so simple to calculate with the way that this has been not only illustrated but described in the rule book. So it says if a target is on a higher level, okay, well, here we have a target on a lower level, okay, because the artillery is on that crest. If the target is on the lower level, the line of sight is blocked if the blocking terrain is closer to the target. Okay, So if our target, say we're going to fire here, okay, this is be the blocking terrain, which is your own troops, okay. So they're 1 hex away, they're 1 hex away. So it's clear. They're not closer. So could fire there, could fire here, okay, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away. We got a strength of 2. That's what we've got. Yeah. With no modifiers. 7, nope, not enough. We needed more. So, okay, smoke on that one. Now we go to this, see if I can get any closer. I could just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we've got several artillery units here. So we've got this one here, and they've got a line of sight to this unit. It's sitting right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to be firing. Actually, they've got to turn in order to hit that unit, like that. Okay, so they turn to fire at that unit. So that's, like I said, it's just 2. And no modifiers, so they have to get an 11. I got an 8. Okay. So now the other, okay, this one fired at the same place. This artillery unit here fires at the same place. 1, 2, 3. Now he's closer, so he's going to have 2 times 2. That's going to be 4, strength of 4. No modifiers. We got 9. No, that's 10. We got 10. Okay, that's going to be a hit. So right. Put our smoke marker. Okay. All right. Now these 2 artillery units don't have any target because of all of their units in front of them. We do have this artillery unit here, and he's firing here at these guys, and so that's a strength of 2 at a distance of only 2, so that's time 2, so he's at 4. He's not heavy, light, okay, and he's firing a column, so that's plus 2. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I said he's got a strength of 4. 10, that's a hit. Okay. Now I'm not going to put the smoke marker on him because we only have 2 more fire resolutions. So, all right. So there we've got an infantry unit, battalion in column, firing on a unit in column. So that's a strength of 2 with a +1 modifier. 10, 11. So that's going to be a hit. So this unit here, which of course that hits wouldn't take effect until after, but we'll go ahead and put it on here. Okay, so now return fire, or it's fire, but fire. So we just should have tried to go to get into line there. I could have probably done that, but anyways. All right, so they're firing. Same thing. It's going to be +1. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Is not. Let's see. Is that right? Yeah, not enough. 9 is not enough. Yeah. So this is 3 hours, and I've got, if you look over here, there's 4 green cubes used, 2 French, and 1 red. So, and if we're looking at the army fatigue, each one of these blacks is 10. So we've got that's 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 120. 126. Good. For the Russians, they've got 3, 6. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. That's 110. 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18. So 18, and so they got 128. So it's pretty close. It's pretty close indeed. The activation can really cause a big swing in, I guess you say, momentum on the battlefield. And I like the fact that there's a limit, that you couldn't have 5, 6 activations from one army against the other, but you can have up to 3. And then you could draw a red cube, and then you could have 3 more. So there's an opportunity to, that you could have, a real turning point if, you just happen to have that many. Maybe one side has that, that many more activation cubes than the other. That's been, see, back when we had those snow turns, there was a couple of hours there where the French really dominated on the activation cubes. And this hour is actually pretty even. It's like 14 to 12, but activation wise, the Russians have had 5 to 2. So the Russians have been able to accomplish some things on their left flank with Kaminsky, okay, over here putting a halt to Goudin's plans of turning the flank and beginning to roll up the Russian army. And then, of course, over here we've got Tolstoy had some success pushing back the French, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Joseph here with the 4th Corps Cavalry didn't get much push and tired out most of his cavalry, so they're limited in what they can do. Guard's going to have to be, activated to attack. That's what they're going to have to be. That or defend or something. Going to have to move them up and probably have to use them to attack. I want to use The French want to use des hot pool, des hot pool. I have to look up how that's pronounced. And that's the cuirassiers. That's the heavies. Those you really want to use against other cavalry, but there's not any other cavalry right now anywhere close. So maybe I should have activated Ugrachi's dragoons instead. He's still in the hold order, so doesn't necessarily mean I have to have the cuirassiers do anything. Just because I gave him the order doesn't mean I have to activate them. So Bennington has still he's got some units he needs to move. Essen needs to move kind of here in the center area. He really needs to come relieve Bagrot over there. And let's see, Doktorov, he needs to move up here. I think I want to move him up here behind these center guns, which are right here. So, and of course, the next hour we're going to have the Prussians coming in, and so Korf can use up some of his cavalry here in some charges, because he's going to have the Prussians coming right up from this road here through Althoff, and just come right down here and try to get in here behind Napoleon's left flank. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the next couple of draws, to see who can maybe exploit something. You know, there's some things that could be exploited, like right here, this area right in here could be exploited, I think, and over there, but I don't think there's going to be much happening over there. I think most of this hour's battle is going to be right here on this flank, as the Russians really push hard to try to create a weakness so that the Prussians can come in here and exploit it, I think. So we'll wait and see what happens. Come back in the next video. Don't forget to check out the Sound of Drums website. Go take a look, see what they got. And also Chessex, looking for some dice or some accessories. Like I said, they also have some games, and go check them out. So up there I've got my Conan the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's a drawing that an artist did. I go to Robert E. Howard's, it's a festival, I guess, Robert E. Howard Days. It might have already passed. I better take a look to see. I might have already missed it this year. I've been twice. Cross Plains is Robert E. Howard. He's one of my favorite authors, and so, but that's a whole different thing. So Conan, he was the creator of Conan and many other characters, Solomon Kane, and so forth. All right, so go check them out. Come back and see what happens in the next video. Things are getting tense, and things could easily swing one way or the other, as was shown in this video at the beginning, when Kaminsky up there was able to activate first and then exploit his initial push to kind of cut the French attack over there. So I've got to remove these smoke markers, but in the next video we'll pick up right there, draw a new activation cube, get going. So come on back. Thanks for your support, and if you have comments that want to discuss maybe a rule or discuss something else about the game, I'm up for any kind of discussion. I don't get a lot of comments, so if I get some, I like to respond. Hopefully, I haven't missed someone's comment and didn't make a response. That would bother me, because when I send a comment, it's nice to get a response, to know that, hey, the person cares enough to read my comment, and I do, and hopefully I haven't missed anybody's comments. So, beautiful game. The map is it's like eye candy. I think it really captures the season, the winter atmosphere of this battle. Looking out there, it looks like a snowy landscape, and the way that the slopes and crowns, elevated areas, ridges, whatever you may call them, it's easily identified. There's no questioning about what's this, what's that. It's just clear. Same thing with the woods. The woods look like barren trees. That they don't have their leaves. So, and I like the way that the villages are depicted. There's lots of different ways that graphic artists depict villages in these different games, and I like to see something that's unique, that's different a little bit, not copied from someone else. And same thing with this game's rules. There's a lot in this that's different to other Napoleonic games, which makes it interesting. And I don't have an issue with the rules or the way that they're written. I would like maybe a little clarification here or there, but that I think that's more of me in the way that I go about trying to interpret. So I don't want anybody to think that I've got a lot of disagreements with the rules, because I don't. It's just questions. I have questions, and that's what's really great about the living rules. The rules are going to be adjusted. They're going to be things added, subtracted, maybe clarified, whatsoever. And I've already talked about how any new volume, the first volume, sets the groundwork. Okay, sets the foundation. And sometimes you've got to make some changes, or you just have to clarify some things. And we're not talking about drastic changes. We're just talking about minor little details here or there. But a lot of it had to do with just modifiers, or just describing, you can do this, you can't do that. And most of it can be just handled in common sense. And you can always do home rules. Sometimes I do that with some other games. There's something that I think this is the way it should be. Just like right now, I'm using the leaders. If they're in the hex in an assault, then they're gonna adjust the dice. Whether they're on defense or offense. And it's not where I'm trying to go against the rules. I'm just taking the the rules that a leader can affect an assault. And whether it's offense or defense, they're there. So they can have an impact on their men. So, anyways, I am having a great time playing the game, and I recommend it to any Napoleonic fan, Gronard. You know, maybe you're not a big gamer. This would be a perfect game to start if you're, new to the gaming industry, you're new to playing, and you're wanting a good Napoleonic game. Then you need to jump onto this. You need to get this game. Like I said, it's not difficult to understand the rules. The rules are written in a way that they're easy to understand. Now, there needs to maybe be some, like I said, some clarification here or there, but common sense, you can work through it. It doesn't stop your play. And if you're, one minor die roll modifier or something that you're not using or you are using that really you shouldn't be, is it that big of a deal? No. As the living rules come out and evolve, those issues will be settled. But the game flows so easily. And yeah, I look in the rule book over and a lot of times I'm looking at the same thing over and over. But you have to understand, I've got so many different rules in my head. Okay, Napoleonic rules, World War II, all kinds. And mostly it's the Napoleonic that I'm thinking about, and so all those rules in my head kind of like want to converge together, and so I got to look back at the rule book to say, okay, is this, am I doing it right for this game system? So I love the system. I love the components. I think it's so well done, and this is no knock on any other system because I like a lot of the other systems, but I'm enjoying this. It's just it's easy, even though it has Chrome, a lot of Chrome, but the Chrome is built into, for example, you got so much Chrome that's built in over here in this system right here with the orders and the fatigue points, things like that. There's Chrome. There's a lot of Chrome there. You say, well, what's Chrome? Well, that's the little details, okay? That's the historical details, okay? That make it more historical, not historic, but historical. More like reality, what was actually happening. So, there's a lot of Chrome built into this system without the rules being heavy, okay, where you've got 60 pages of rules, right? You don't have that. So come on back, see what happens. We've got a lot of fighting left to go, especially in this hour. If I show you the cup, there's just, look at all those cubes in there, okay? Both sides, okay? Probably more blues in there. There's definitely more blues in there, but green. But the Russians still have quite a few activations to go. So it's not just going to be, well, it's going to be heavily laden with French activations. No. So come on back, see what happens. I really thank you people that are supporting my channel. I don't ask for all that. You don't have to do all that liking business and all of that stuff. Just come watch the videos. Get something out of them. Maybe it'll help you when you play, or maybe it makes it. I had one person commented that, hey, they watched my videos and then they purchased the game. Well, that makes me happy that I'm helping somebody. Not only, the Gronard, the gamer, but I'm helping Sound of Drums. By having these videos out where people can say, okay, how does the game play? And there's not enough of those. That's why I do them. There's not enough playthroughs out there for people to look at games and say, how's that game played? A lot of unboxings, but and there's also some channels out there that do a lot of they do AAR reports, after action reports. They do little videos of discussing in between, so you're not actually getting to see the counters moving and the dice rolling, all that stuff. Now I don't show the dice, I don't always show you the charts and stuff, but I try to talk through it. And maybe I need to not worry about the dice so much. I don't think you're worried about me cheating myself or something on the dice, but I could show the charts more often, so you have a better idea of how I'm doing everything. Okay, with the die roll modifiers and all of that, and the terrain, stuff like that. Same thing on the assaults and the roll to stand. I could show this more often, and maybe I need to square roll, all that. So I need to do that just for y'all, and I'll try to remember to do that. And if there's other things that you're like, hey, could you show this or could you do this? Put the comment down. Put down what you think. I've had other people, make comments about, well, that noise in the background. Can you do something about that? Well, that's the air conditioner. I live here in Texas, and where I live, we kind of live in a bowl, and so this is one of the hotter places in Texas. Okay, we have a bike ride called the Hotter Than Hell. Okay, bike ride. They've been going on for years and years and years. Okay, I think it started maybe back in the 70s. And I was here. Okay, I don't remember if I was here when they first started it, but it's a big deal. And every hotel room is booked. They built hotels just for this event. Thousands of people come. And you might, if you know anything about the Hotter Than Hell bike rides, then hey, exactly where I'm at. Also, there's the long ride, like a marathon type ride, and then they have the fast paced ride downtown. I don't know what the difference is. I haven't ever been involved in it. I'm not a bike rider. I got a bad back and some other issues. But the thing is, I know, if you live here, hey, don't get out on that day, because, they've even had the ride out here close to where I live, and so, they had the road where the riders are coming through, and so, but it's a big deal. So I can't do anything about the air conditioner. Okay, I try to talk a little louder. I'm not going to be in here sweating doing this. I do this for fun, and it's not going to be fun if I'm sweating. And but if you catch toward the end of the video and I'm just doing a bunch of yakking, hey, just know you can fast forward if you don't want to listen to that stuff. That's fine with me. Sometimes I get talking about all kinds of stuff, but here you might you might want to, because I might throw a question in there about something if you're interested in winning some dice. So, but that'll all be talked about in the last video. And so I need to stop here and take a break. Maybe come back and do another one today. I don't know. May wait and do another one tomorrow. But there's a lot of activations in this hour of the game turn, which is the 12 o'clock noon hour. Lots to do, still to go on. And so it's just back and forth right now. But right now the Russians have a little bit of an edge on activations, and they need to try to take advantage of some of the things they've already done, but really put a lot of pressure over here on the French left, and that's what they're trying to do. So come on back and see if the Russians were able to break through on the left flank here and create a gap for the Prussians to come through and really hit the French hard on their on this flank over here. So things could get dicey. You know, looking out here, it's like, well, the French are outnumbered. You know, just looking out here, the French really don't have any reinforcements. Their reinforcements are the Guard. The Guard is their reinforcements. That and they've got two divisions of cavalry that haven't done anything yet. This one here has got orders. This one here's got orders to attack. And Grouchy's division, which is right here where Marat's at, they are the only ones left to hold. So I don't think we're probably going to have a mass cavalry charge in this battle. Not unless we move. I can still mass charge with those others that have already activated. That doesn't affect anything. You know, they just have to be within range of Marat when he wants to do his mass charge. You know, which of course would take 2 activations to instigate. And I would need all of the cavalry to be under attack orders at that time. So you got to do some planning. You know, just like it would take planning to do that mass charge. You can't just all of a sudden say, "Okay, charge." You know, he had to coordinate. You know, he had to get you know, those cavalry leaders the orders to attack and how to attack, and then, you know, just say, "Okay, here we go." So, but there is some opportunities here. If but I don't think I want to really. I don't know if I want to use the cuirassiers, the heavy cavalry. You know, you kind of want to hold them back to be used against enemy cavalry, which I could send him. He could be sent around this way, okay, and used over here against this cavalry over here. You know, that is a possibility. There's some cavalry there, and also some cavalry here in the middle that I could send them to take care of. And of course, there's the cavalry over here on the right flank of Napoleon's right flank, where Davout's at. He's only got looks like, I think, 2 regiments of cavalry. He doesn't have that much cavalry. So choices, decisions. That's another aspect of this game that's very intriguing and just makes it more interesting and kind of exciting, I guess, to play, is the fact there's so much chaos that can erupt due to the orders and due to the activation cubes. You know, your opponent could exploit an area that you don't have the orders to, you know, maybe attack back with, you know, because they've got like defense orders. They haven't been given orders to attack, so you have to wait until you can send those orders to find out, hey, you know, we need to attack over here. You know, which Davout, you know, can make those changes, and so can the division commanders, generals, but they have to roll their initiative, and it takes time. They just, you know, can't do, you know, have one activation they're defending, the next activation they're attacking. You know, they've got defend orders, so they're waiting, you know, and trying to hold a position, you know, defend a position, and then it takes time for, you know, the commander to organize maybe an attack, or, you know, it's not just spur of the moment type of thing. So you you know, the orders limit how you can react back, and you know, so you can't just like move your, you know, you get the activation. Now you're just moving them around and however you want to. If they got a defend order, they can only move 1 hex. So you've got these units that have been forced to retreat. It may take a while for you to, you may have to, do a regroup order, or you may have to do a move order, or you may have to do some order to get some of those units back. May take some time, and time is so vital to winning or losing. Someone not arriving on the field of battle at the proper time. Just think about Waterloo. Blucher and the Prussians, they arrived in the nick of time to save Wellington. Now Wellington, he never gave the Prussians their due, in my opinion. He never gave Blucher really the credit, that he should have got, in helping to defeat Napoleon. I think it was his ego, because Blucher could have just not, pushed hard to come to Wellington's aid. His chief of staff, Gneisenau, he said, well, no, we don't need to support Wellington. He didn't support us. We need to rally over here. We need to retreat this way, which was away from Waterloo. But Blucher said, well, I gave my word that I would support him, and it doesn't matter that Wellington didn't support me. I'm going to support him. We're going to, Waterloo. We're going to support them. You hear those guns? The sound of the guns? We're marching to the sound of the guns. And so in my opinion, Blucher saved Wellington, and is the reason why Napoleon was defeated. You can throw in a lot of other things, but Blucher's arrival was at a time that Napoleon needed it. Ney should have never been in charge of that corps. Well, he was in charge of more than one. Was it more than one corps? He should have never been in charge of the left. Trying to think what he had over there. He I don't think he did well at Quatre Bras, and then of course he didn't do well at Waterloo. And that mass cavalry charge was such a big mistake, the ordering of that, because when you send cavalry, you gotta be able to follow it up with infantry. And also, you got to bring up artillery, because the opponent's going to get into square. Well, you got to be able to take advantage of that. So when they go into square, you got to be ready to blast them. Bring up some artillery and blast them. And if you want a really good film illustration of cavalry attacking infantry in squares, it's that Waterloo film with Rod Steiger playing Napoleon and Christopher Plummer playing Wellington. I thought both of those actors portrayed their historical personage very well. Even though there are a few, historical historical errors, I guess, in the film. Okay, it's so much better than that Napoleon movie that Scott did. That was horrible. I got up and left before the film was even over. It was just the battles and so forth, depictions, and Napoleon on a horse with a saber and riding and charging. He didn't do any of that. Okay, he was not a cavalry officer. He had been trained in artillery. And the Austerlitz battle, that was ridiculous. Okay, you go see the movie Waterloo. Okay, that's going to give you a very good image. Dino Arntinus, or however you pronounce his last name. He was the producer. I think he's Italian, maybe. Anyways, I think it came out in the 70s. I think. Anyways, you can look it up. You know, Waterloo movie, and that's a really good depiction of how Napoleonic battles would have been. One thing is, okay, you got the exploding, the cannons explodes, the exploding cannonballs. I don't believe that was I don't think that was around. They didn't have exploding cannonballs at that time. That's where you have a hollowed cannonball, and it's stuffed with powder, and and when it explodes, it sends fragments of shrapnel all over the place. That thing was developed. That's later. So you would have these cannonballs that would be fired, and they would bounce, okay, and take out enemies. You see that in the Patriots movie with Mel Gibson. It has, I think, a pretty good scene of bouncing cannonball. However, on the day at Waterloo, the fields were muddy. So when you shot the cannonball fired, well, it just once it hit, it just stuck. Didn't do the bouncing like it normally would with hard ground. But anyways, I got way off here. We're almost 4 hours, and I've spent probably 40 something minutes just yakking about different things. So I can get off on some wild tangent or topic and just start talking. So come on back, see what happens. This what is this, video 13, I guess? Yeah, video 13. Still dealing, this is actually the start of the 12 o'clock hour. And I don't know, it may take a couple videos to finish, because I've got so many cubes here. And it takes time to go through, especially if you have like a fire cube, a simultaneous fire, or you have a lot of combat, assaults, so forth, then it takes some time. So come on back, see what happens. I appreciate your support. This is Lee with 82 Game and 12.